Yo, yo, what it is, what it ain't. It's another wonderful week. Another wonderful week. It is week two by technicality, but it's really week one of the season. And it was a good week. It was a lot of stuff that we got the opportunity to see. A lot of things became somewhat clearer a little bit. So we're gonna take the time to talk about all those things. Please share the link when you come in. Also, please comment. Let me know you on here watching. Also, you can let me know what team you represent. Yeah, so we're gonna get to it. Like I said, I have a few guests here in a little bit. Uh, and we could talk a little more in depthly. I'm gonna go over what I saw, what I didn't see, what I like. We're gonna talk about a lot. So it's gonna be cool, man. Y'all take the time. We're gonna be interactive. So y'all send some comments and say some things. Um, yeah, so like I said, this was week two of the season. We're week one officially of games that actually count. And so we had a lot of teams in the county that played each other. I think that Egali, we'll start with Egali. Egali made a statement. Egali made a big statement this week. They beat Vero. Vero's a really talented team. Sometimes underachieving some years, depending on who you ask. And um, I think it was a real statement win for Egali because I've been hard on Egali. I admit it. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna actually tell the truth and say that I've been hard on Egali. And I've been one of their hardest critics. And so in that in the effort to maintain balance, if I'm going to be their biggest critic when they do something that is worth admiring or saying, giving kudos to, I got to do that. So shout out to Egali for a big win. Shout out to them Egali boys. Um, yeah, man. Shout out Coach Sands and all those guys over there. Um, I think the Vero win at this moment, week one. I think it's a big win personally. Um, Now, depending on how the rest of the season goes for Vero, I think according to the strength of schedule, then it could be different in that element over time. But currently, it, hats off to y'all. Um, Vieira in the kickoff classic, they showed a lot. They showed a lot in the kickoff classic, but um, I think they met their match. I think they met their match this week. What up, Ka? I think Vieira met their match this week. They still like week week zero kickoff classic week. They kind of made us out to believe that they were good without Chase Cromartie and without Zach Pillow. However, this week kind of showed that maybe they still need those pieces, but they got the win. So salute to those guys over at Vieira. Got a win over Fort Pierce Central. Um, yeah, man, we're gonna get the heritage in a second. We kind of wanted to say that for the back end. But yeah, we're gonna get the heritage in a second. Astronaut. Shout out to Astronaut. They beat Lake Alfred. I know some people may say it's Lake Alfred. They're not as good as they could be. It's a lot of things that could be said, but I think Astronaut has been in a case of a rebuild over the last couple of years. And so I salute them anytime they overcoming obstacles and improving themselves. Merritt Island went up to Impact. We didn't know who Impact Christian was, but we eventually found out that that was Bishop Greg Davis, is Bishop Greg Davis from Impact Christian Church in Jacksonville. I didn't know they had a football team, but they've been filling a football team for the last 3 years, I believe. And shout out to shout out to Bishop. Them boys gave Merritt Island all they could really handle. It ended up being 27-23. Um, on some people were criticizing, and I might have been in that number. The jury's still out on that, but a lot of people criticized Merritt Island because initially they were supposed to play Gaskin County, but that did not end up happening, and so they had to pay Impact Christian. Dre, what up, brother? Um, we're gonna get to that too. We're gonna get to that too. But yeah, so they didn't absolutely want to play them, but I think it's kind of just ended up being how things worked out for them. So yeah, they got the win. They start off the season 1-0. Bayside pulled off a dub in the Independent School League. They played Atlantic from Port Orange, and I I thought that I thought that Atlantic probably would have gave them a better game, but it was a 44-22. And Space Coast is going to be great overtime. Overtime, they're going to be good when they. Right now, they are good, and it's in the independent league. But I think they're really going to, like, if they can keep these guys, because they got a lot of young guys, so they got a lot of seventh, eighth, ninth graders, few seniors, nothing too crazy though. So I think if they can somehow keep the young guys there and get a like long-term buy-in, it could get crazy for what Coach Owens could potentially be putting together over there at Space Coast. So salute to Space Coast. Salute to Zion Sandy. He's a ninth grader over there. He's at the helm of playing starting quarterback in ninth grade. If y'all get a chance, and it's a slow night for football, I think y'all should take an opportunity to go watch Space Coast. Don't doubt me on that. Don't like trust me. They might be a good game to watch. All right, Cocoa Beach went and they played Lake Placid. I had because I believed in the kickoff classic hype. And I'm still gonna buy into the hype for whatever it's worth. Um, Cocoa Beach, I bought into the hype, but they let me down a little bit. So Lake Placid ended up beating them 29-14. Um, Rockledge. We got my boy Tyrone got his first dub this week. Like, and you know what's crazy? Is that the people that was shouting, talking bad about my dog didn't congratulate him this week. But I had high hopes in him. I have said that I'm not going to be critical or make any real comments on Rockledge until October 1st. I want to give Tyrone a full month, maybe 5 weeks, maybe even 6 weeks. Could give him that time and let him really like lay a foundation, whatever that foundation may be. I'm giving him time right now so that I can give a fair assessment when that time comes. Um, since Brian brought up MCC, I think it's good to talk about them. MCC head coach Willie Tillman, shout out to Coach Willie Tillman, got the 43-14 dub over Holy Trinity. And Coach Hurley Brown, I have high hopes in MCC. I like Brogan. I like I think they got a lot of important pieces over there. I did say that I think that the game in which they play First Academy, they play First Academy, I think the first weekend in October. I think that's going to be a real important game, and it could be very defining on the season. But I really want to see how MCC fares in that game. But I like what MCC and Coach Willie Tillman is over there doing. They putting the pieces together and utilizing what they have. Brogan went crazy the other night. I forgot what his stat line was, but I think he had 2 touchdowns, maybe even 2 rushing touchdowns, actually. So shout out to them, man. I think they're gonna do well as the season goes on. Heritage played Palm Bay. Palm Bay has let me down 2 weeks in a row. I just want y'all to know that Palm Bay has let me down 2 weeks in a row. I'm kind of disappointed, but I'm not actually gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater. So that's that. I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I think that we have a very strong district with Titusville, Egali, Palm Bay, Merritt Island, and I think it's another team, but the Brevard District 3A. I definitely think it's one of the stronger districts and a lot of teams got to play a lot of teams and a lot of things got to be shown in that process. So I really like that district. And yeah, so Coach Benson, got a rough couple weeks though. Coach Benson got a rough few weeks coming up. Hey, Brian, I agree with you, bro. I definitely agree with you. It's kind of crazy because like I think their benefit during that era was that they didn't have as many schools. Like they didn't have Bayside in that era. They didn't have Heritage in that era. They didn't have Vieira in that era. So you had way influx of kids that had to pick between Egali, Melbourne, and Palm Bay. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that they are just bad. Like they've had a lot of coaching changes over the last couple of years. Like even Jake Owens coached at Palm Bay, so it's been a lot of turnover over there. And it's just a lot of kids can pick a lot of places now. So you gotta just kind of be able to get those kids to lock in. If Bayside was there, they beat us 63. They was so what year was that? Was that in the was that in '02? Um I don't know. I thought that Bayside was on this side of 2000 being built. I don't okay, okay. All right. But yeah, so Coach Benson and Heritage got a rough few weeks coming up. They got Sanford this Friday. I think they got let me see. They got Egali coming up. They got let me make sure. Let me tell y'all what they got. Oh, so I can make sure I get it right. So they play Seminole this Friday. They play Egali the following Friday. And then they play Cocoa in Vero Beach. So the thing about it is um this month could potentially get wicked if you let it. This month is going to really define a lot for Heritage as a team, as a program. If they're really good, if they are hype, whatever it is, whatever their story is going to be exposed over the next few weeks. And that they're not the only program that that's their story. It's a few different programs that have to deal with that as it pertains to what it is and what they can be. Thank you, my brother. It's all love. But yeah, so they play Seminole this Friday. I want to see how they fare against Seminole, what they do. Uh Egali has a big game against Rockledge this week. Of course, they beat Vero, and so depending on what they do this week, and depending on what Heritage does this week, even if Heritage loses this week, I still think it'll be a big game next week between Egali and Heritage. So I want to see what Coach Benson fares. My boy got a little bag. Yeah, he got him a little bag, man. So I want to see what he do. Um, if if Heritage can come out of the next month of games, like if on September 21st, if Heritage can say we are 4-1 or 5-0, whatever their story is, even if they're 3-2, I think that's okay for them. Melbourne let me down a little bit. They played Toho. They lost 14-7. I was kind of disappointed, just a tad bit. Nothing too crazy. I thought, what I'm saying, I was geeked off the off the week one vibes. I was kind of geeking. It was a few teams that it kind of sold me up that sold me up that river a little bit, but it's okay. And it's nothing too much. Let me see. We talked about everybody except Coco and Titusville. Y'all see. I don't know. The green screen ain't screening like it's supposed to. It probably would if I wasn't on the camera. I mean, yeah, if I wasn't using the camera. But if you can see that, I want y'all to see that. I want y'all to look at that. You feel me? I want y'all to look at that. That's what y'all look at. Y'all look at this at, because I want y'all to know Martell is not quitting on my gang, bro. Hey, them young boys over there at 150 Terrier Trail, I'm with them, bro. I am with them. And I want y'all to know, y'all woke up on Friday. Thank you, Coco. Thank you, Coach Schneider. Thank you, Coach Franco. Thank you to all parties involved. Y'all woke up some killers in them young boys. Them boys said we better because of it. You feel me? We better because of this game. And I'm with them. I'm rocking with them. They got a very tough schedule coming up. A very tough schedule coming up. Um, they got this week off, and then hold on 1 second, so I can make sure that I tell y'all what because they got a very hard month too coming up. So they go to West Orange. Well, no, actually, West Orange is going to be coming to the Ville next week. That should be a very good game. West Orange quarterback is kind of good. He's a freshman, real good guy. They've been hyping him up a lot. Next week, after next week, they'll play at Vieira. Then they'll play on the 20th Spruce Creek, who has gotten a lot of transfers from mainland with Coach Rowland leaving and all the things that happened this offseason over there. And then they'll play Vieira. I mean, not Vieira, Egali. And then first week of October, they'll play Seminole at Seminole, and it'll be Seminole's homecoming. So I think like over the course of the next month for them as well, I think they'll definitely find out who they are from an identity perspective. And not only that, like they gonna prove. I think they gonna grow up on the job because like the young boy Tank, bro. Like it was just moments. I was like, bro, I don't know. I don't know how that boy did that. Like how he come up out of that. You feel me? And so I was like really, really, really proud of Titusville. Personally, this is my personal opinion. I don't think that the score is telling of the game, and I definitely not only was I watching for to see what the score would be, but I was just watching players and how they responded to being defeated and how they responded to being down, and they weren't like I didn't personally see that they were ever like down that they kind of looked down like they were down in spirit or anything. I mean, it was a few moments of frustration, but I was just wondering if they would take those moments and in those moments struggle in any way. And so they really showed me a lot. So kudos to Coach Holmes, kudos to Coach Lush, shout out to Coach Onion. Shout out to all them young boys over there. And shout out to my dog AG. Hey, AG, bro. I text that boy. I text AG after the game, bro, and I told AG, I said, "Hey, man, don't let this Facebook get to you, bro. Stay focused. You good, bro. You learned a lot. You grew up on the job. Them people don't want to be in your shoes. Like if they don't know what all that entails to have to deal with. And so shout out to my young boy AG, man. Shout out to Coach Scott Diesel as well. That's my guy, man. I rock I rock with Scott. And so yeah, so hold on. Yeah, so shout out to them young boys over there. I know people wanted to get on hat rack, wanted to get on my hat rack. I'm just a fan, brother. I ain't doing nothing, bro. I'm just a fan. I just like to talk about it and root for my team. So in the process of all that, so I really think that we can come out of the next month if we can go into Seminole. I want to see us go into Seminole for yeah, we got to go in there 4-1. I would like to see that. If we can go in there 4-1, we'll do good. I got my boy Eddie Mays finna come through. I'm finna add him so he can add a little context and we could talk a little bit more about some ball and some players that we have high expectations for. Yo, what it is, brother?
Man, what's going on, man? In this kitchen, man. You
Hey,
know, I got best
hey,
band in the land shirt on right now. You know, I'm a homer tonight.
hey,
I like it.
Hey man, speaking of heritage, they really showed up on Friday. I was talking about them earlier. They got a rough stretch coming up.
Yeah,
But hey, by the end of the month, they gonna know. Well, the end of next month, they gonna know who they are and who they ain't. You know what I'm saying? But the crazy thing about it is, like, even though they got them games, they don't even. None of that even affects them in the district. Like they can literally lose all of them and still be eyed in the district.
Right. I think, you know, obviously Coach Benson's plan is to line up and get a W, but like he continues to state that he scheduled his schedule like this for a reason. For that, what you just said, like to get them ready for district play and then that playoff run, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, of course, yeah, they're gonna want to win these games, but I think he want to see them compete. You know, which we'll get into later this week.
Right.
But too much right now. But like last week, I think they had a slow start. They offensively they played, you know, they played to what they were playing against versus taking them to, you know, where they needed to go. But defensively, they continue to show some flashes. So we'll see what happened, man. I mean, they got a tough test with Seminole, man, but we'll talk about that later in the week. But they definitely got a tough test, man. That stretch gonna be a stretch. There's a lot of teams that gonna have these stretches.
Bro, I think I personally see the thing is I always said that I feel like Heritage is probably number 2 in the county, and they are actually showing it at this moment. But EG did have a big win, so I really can't doubt them. I can't, bro. It's tough. So we gotta wait for the rest of the month, bro.
You heard what I said Friday, right? Coco 1, EG 2 right now. I mean, hey, Heritage is a close 3.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's gonna be something to see, man.
yeah.
They gonna be able to decide that on the field though. They got
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week. So that's the crazy part about all this is that it'll all take care of itself. Like we gonna eventually see what is and what ain't, and what if teams are as good as advertised or are they not.
Right.
So I'm excited.
Yes.
I can't wait to see what actually becomes of it all. But I think I like Heritage this week. I think, and I also I feel like last year not even last year, but there's been some chatter among people saying that they didn't know if J.R. Samuels was as good as advertised.
Right.
However, I think he's been showing he's as good as advertised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it turned a lot of heads. I mean, if anybody was watching his freshman year, I mean, they forgot he was at Mill High. He started at cornerback, but the coverage didn't get took off the car really, and people trying to figure out how in the hell this kid has done what he's done in basically one off season.
Right.
But they didn't pay attention last year. They didn't pay attention to the growth, the change, the maturations. But like you say, he's as advertised, man. He's legit.
Right, he good. He good, and that's not taking anything away from anybody. And I think that reclass just like lit a fire in him, bro. Like what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean he heard the chatter. He heard he reclassing for what? Like because it's unheard of in this county.
Right.
Not unheard of, but it's unheard of in this county. I don't know how many has actually reclassified up like that. To go play a power, what is it, power 4 now? So I don't know how many has done that, but he's got it. But this is gonna be that stretch though, Martell. This is gonna be that stretch that he has to show.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, you got Seminole, you got Galley, you got Coco, you got Vero. Westwood got a 6'4" 3-star. That's boy, you turn his film on, he's off the chart. So he has that stretch that is going to prepare him for, pretty much what you're stating about him being a 4-star and enrolling early at the University of Florida, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I gotta give him his kudos because I slept on him a tad bit. I slept on him a tad bit. TJ Monroe, I gotta give him his kudos. I slept a little bit. It's my fault. But I'm willing to admit I was asleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we talked about it privately, but I told you.
And I don't know if I was actually just like sleep. I just wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? I just needed to see what was really up. And he's been showing and proving.
But he's another one though, right? If you truly turned on the film last year, like TJ made some plays and held in the playoff game, TJ was running the ball out the backfield.
Right.
And he was in the slot. TJ is what they call it, the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. That's
him. I mean, you can line him up. He's one of those ones that his power is deceiving by the looks of him, his stature and his frame. But yeah, man, it's a lot of them, man, over there that's going, like I say, you still got IJ that hadn't even got loose yet. I mean,
is that top?
No, yeah, that's top. That's Cordero.
Okay.
He hasn't got loose yet,
Bro, I'm a believer, though. I believe in y'all, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. I believe in, and I'm saying y'all, but you don't even coach it no more.
Yeah. But I'm a homer, though.
I believe in the Heritage brand. I believe in the Heritage brand, but and I'm not gonna change my stance because I feel like if I change my stance once, people gonna be like, "Oh, he wishy-washy." But I'm a stick with y'all through the through this span of 4 weeks. I'm still rooting for Heritage because I know Coach Benson, and I got a couple of coach interviews coming up. I'm gonna try to get Coach Benson on here so we can talk a little ball and whatnot.
The X factor, man.
Yeah.
Is Mark Ainsley, man. I mean, people forget what Mark Ainsley, that guy's a walking football almanac in mind. And Coach Benson having a guy like him on his staff, I mean, previous head coach, he had the longest tenure. And I think at the time when he stepped down behind maybe Wayne, or they both was neck and neck, maybe. But per se, I mean, he's a head coach's dream to have on your staff. So that's gonna go a long way, man. But we'll see what happened there. I mean, I tell you what, Tank Harvey.
Hey, that's what I was just about to I was just about to bring up. I told these folks, thank you. Just a little while ago, I said I want to thank Coach Snyder, Coach Franco, Coco, Hilson, Boggs, DL. I want to thank y'all because y'all just woke up the savage. Nikki Teeter, y'all just woke up the savage in these young boys. They I don't even think they knew the fire that got lit could exist, but it exists, and them boys ready. And them boys like
fault, man. I mean, obviously it's Coco's a brand. Coco is Coco, and but them boys they went in swinging. I mean, just like you say, things swung one way or the other. But a team like Coco, you can't allow it to swing one way or another.
Yeah, you gotta score points, and you gotta score a lot of points too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
you gotta be ready, man. Brady Hart is just he's a problem. Like
Brady is one of them ones. Do you hear me? Like, no, you ain't got to guess nor wonder. Brady is one of them ones.
Yeah, I like what Titusville was doing. It's just again, like you got Hilson, like watching him take 2 steps and running something down from the backside, man. But his energy all night long, that defensive front, all night long. But Brady Hart, just watching him, like the way he smiles and he interacts, it's a problem.
I'm not going to bring it back up because I've been angry and arguing points about it all week. I mean, well, not all week, but definitely today. I've been arguing all points that there was a play that was in question and it had the potential to be game swinging. Game changing, momentum shifting, all that, but I ain't gonna talk about it no more.
But I mean, but then again, one hand wash the other, because I mean, we got announcers getting letters, man.
Hey, I'm glad. I'm not hating on Twan Hadley, but I'm glad that somebody else other than me could get in trouble.
People better not go to Trash Pile and play.
No.
Like,
hey, you know what's crazy? It's like, bro, I just think that they be saying like it's a good idea. They be saying, "Oh, we want to be like Miami. We so far away from Miami." Like the little videos that Teddy Bridgewater and Miami Northwestern and Carroll City been making back and forth. We could never let that happen without somebody wanting to report it. Come on.
We're too sensitive up this way. I'm from the county, so I gotta clump myself into it, even though I don't fall into that category. But I'm from Brevard. They say, "Where you from?" I gotta say Brevard, right? Some people, it's like, come on, man. Like these are some of the problems that drove me away from it. That we're building such. Oh boy, I gotta be politically correct here.
Here you go. Here you go.
When you go in the store and you look for the tissue and it say septic safe.
Yeah.
Everything got to be septic safe 9 days.
You
Versus,
got me.
like, fuck, man. I mean, okay, right? Stephen A. Smith and them, they get paid to talk about it, good and bad. They praise them when they doing good, and,
Right.
and and they say what they say when it go left. And it's not speaking on the character of the kids, whatever. But when your kids are high valued and prioritized kids, they're gonna get scrutinized, they're gonna get praised, they're gonna get the same way they praise them stars, the same way they're gonna scrutinize it.
Right.
I mean, it washes it out. That play was a huge play, though. It was.
I don't know. I don't actually know what happened. So I don't.
I seen the replay. I mean, the quarterback. Again, he was down. I mean,
No, I thought you was talking about the Twan Hadley thing.
I don't. I just caught wind of it. I don't know what was.
Oh
said.
yeah, so that's what I ain't know what he do.
But if it's like it is on Saturday, what's wrong? He keeps you. If you at a game, sometimes you may sit there and you may yawn once or twice, man. Twan keep you. Hey, he keep you interested, but it's a home game. It's home field advantage.
Right.
It's what it's supposed to be. I mean, now if you got a kid over there and he rushing for 300 yards against the number 13 team in the country, guess what? Every time he run that ball, I'm gonna make sure y'all know about it as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna tell you that, but hey, all is well, and but I mean, long story short, bro, it's Brevard County. That's what separates us, and sometimes it puts us in that light of it's like, hey, remember they used to call the NFL the no fun league,
right?
Yeah, Brevard County.
That's what we just gotta do better. And
right.
I understand, like I guess it's just we got lines, and some people choose to dance on those lines, some people don't. It just really depends. But I don't know. But, man, if it was a parent from the Ville, whatever. I get it.
Right.
I don't have to like it, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it.
Now I tell you 2 games, man, real quick. I want to just I don't know how much time I got, man, but
we chilling, bro. We
spoke on the Galley Vero game. Now with what I got out of it was, some people keep trying to say, oh man, Vero didn't do this or Vero didn't do that. How about the Galley they capitalized off everything that happened?
Bro, I don't think that
they were prepared. They capitalized defensively. I mean, shit. It wasn't like Mons was a slouch.
Yeah, like Mons did his thing. I just think like the what we have criticized, or me personally, what I've criticized, Sands on is in-game coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that it's always been. They've always had talent.
Right.
It's just about securing those important victories when those moments came. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I big up them folks. That's all I can say. They did their thing.
Yeah,
personally.
Man. You gotta respect that, man. I mean, like you say, them boys, shit, man, they fought. And Vero is like Coco. It's a brand. People, oh, well, there ain't a lot of, well, that means you ain't been around the county. You ain't been around, Indian River and Brevard long enough.
Right.
Vero is
Coach Benson, and people been getting on my hat about the shirts. So this is the thing. I was trying to do what I was trying to do personally. I was trying to leave all of my investments in the Ville, and I was using a Titusville t-shirt producer, and that person kind of dropped the ball a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to get some new ones with some new person that can just really do what I needed them to do. So once that happens, I will make sure that everybody gets the shirt that wants a shirt, because we need that merch in the county. Yeah, man. I think Coach. I just think Coach Sands and them stood on business when it was important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. I definitely got to get with you for real.
And like you say, who they got this week? Rockledge.
Yeah.
So for them as well, just like we spoke about Heritage, right? Argali and EG, should we say? Let's stop calling them Argali. Let's call them EG. Let's call them what they is, right?
Right.
Like that's going to tell a lot as well, because this is a stretch. I mean, everybody, I hope they're not counting just like thinking Rockledge is just for lay down for folks.
Right.
It's going to be a game. And at the end of the day, sometimes them emotional highs, we come in.
Right.
And that shit.
I think this game will show us what Egali is and what they may or may not be. I'm excited. I think that if Tyrone can get the dub this week, I think that'll speak a lot to what they really are. Because some people think it's a fluke, you know what I'm saying? But I got faith in Tyrone. I got faith in what they're putting down. I don't know if I don't know who I'm gonna go with this week, because Fat and them over there at EG
and nothing yet.
I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible now. They say I'll be being biased, so I'm trying to be unbiased and by the end of the week I'll say who I'm with or who I'm not with.
Yeah, I can't just give it out right now, man.
Yeah, it's only Monday. We got a lot of time. We having fun.
Another good one we're gonna be able to talk about this week. Oh, but before I say that, the other game that shocked me though was Mill High. They added a lot. They added a lot of pieces over the summer off season, and they were excited about them. Which again, it's only one game, but I mean, just for me, expectation wise, that wasn't the game I thought they were going to. That was going to happen. That threw me off. You know what I mean? But I mean, they're young, so it's going to be a lot of learning experience. That just wasn't the game I thought that was going to happen with. Just me personally. Yeah, boy, I froze up, boy. Uh-oh. Shit, I'm running the show by myself. All right, check this out, right? I ain't even gonna do y'all like that. Man, I'm about it up.